I just don't get it. I see this stuff all the time, even on my videos. Hey, what's up guys? It's Maxwell and welcome to another video. Now in this video, I'm gonna do something that I've done in the past. It's basically a live reaction video to another video. And in this video, we have Steve Harvey, the man himself. Steve is going to be talking about how to make $1 million. That's always the number that most people say that they associate with success is $1 million. So Steve Harvey is gonna break down on how he sees that you can make $1 million. Let's take a look.
Using REI Skip is very simple. All you gotta do is register for an account, choose a payment method, upload your list, and you don't have to use any crazy Excel templates. Drag and drop your headers over and press start, and voila, watch the magic happen. What are you waiting for? You wanna talk to more sellers? All you need to go is to reiskip.com and register for an account today.
So when people try to figure out how to make $1 million, they have no idea how daunting that is. Because if you know how to make $1 million, you go make it tomorrow. But since you can't figure out how to $1 million idea, you go somewhere and sit down. That's the wrong approach. If you apply your gift, your God-given gift that he gave you, you have millions already at your disposal. If you break it down inch by inch into things essential, or the 10 by 10 theory, which is very simple. You don't need $1 million idea, you need a $10 idea.
And so this is so true. A lot of people think that they need this one big shot to make $1 million. You got to remember companies like Uber, Amazon, Airbnb, even your regular guy that has a restaurant, they'll make $1 million by taking a small portion of a lot of things by doing it a lot of times. Let's continue to see what he says.
You need something that you do, your gift that God gave you to make $10. That's all you got to be able to know. I don't care if it's cutting hair, cutting somebody's grass, washing somebody's car. I don't care if it's mowing somebody's lawn. I don't care if it's driving people to their destinations.
And so every single thing, that job or function that he talked about, cutting grass, giving haircuts, these type of things. Listen, the reason why this man makes so much sense is a lot of people think that those tasks are small and you can't make $1 million. I guarantee you there's a barbershop that makes $1 million or a hair salon. We know there is because they're out there. I guarantee that, driving around, there's companies that make millions of dollars driving people around to their destination. Let's continue to see what he says.
I don't care if it's babysitting. I don't care if it's baking cookies or pie. You have braiding somebody's hair. You have something that you can do so well that someone will give you $10 for it. Write my paper for me. Do this for me. Somebody give you $10 for it. Once they give you $10, all you got to do is whatever you did to get that 10, do it 10 more times. You now, my friend, have $100. You have $100 simply because you took a $10 idea and you did it 10 times. Well, guess what? If you take that $100 that you made since you done it 10 times, and you do it 10 more times, I got news for you, my friend. You now have $1,000. $1,000, you make $1,000, guess what all you got to do? You got to multiply that effort again. Do whatever you did to do $1,000, do it 10 more times. My friend, you now have $10,000.
Now, it's funny that he talks this simplistic way, but us entrepreneurs actually think this way all the time. We think, how can we solve a problem? What problem can we solve? And then how do we scale solving this problem? The sales, whatever it is, we need to figure out how to scale this problem, scale this solution to a problem so we can do more and more and more. And so the guy won't get rich cutting lawns and $50 a piece. But if he grows it to a bigger company, or he adds different services, or he solves bigger problems while he's at the customer house, he can turn into it. But the way he thinks is the way a lot of entrepreneurs think. They think in very simplistic ways to actually do things to solve problems and make money.
You got $10,000 now. Imagine if you was making an extra $10,000 a month. Just imagine if you was making an extra $10,000 a month. That's $120,000 a year. But I got news for you, my friend.
And so it sounds like he's talking about a fairy tale, but the average salary in the entire United States is a little bit more than $50,000, I believe. The average. So you're talking about the highest earners down to the lowest earners. The average salary is $50,000. So people would be ecstatic. You would be in the top 19% if you made over $100,000 a year. Think about it.
Whatever you did, whatever it took to make yourself $10,000, all you got to do is do it 10 more times. 10 more times, my friend, you now have $100,000. I got news for you now. If you can make $100,000, you're just a step away from being a millionaire, man.
Very true.
Because now you hire a few more people to help you out, that you can do portions of what you do, so you can duplicate that effort. And one more time, just one more time, do it 10 times. Man, that sounds hard. It is hard.
You better believe it.
But what else you got to do?
Work for somebody else.
You gonna stop at the 100,000? All you got to do is duplicate your efforts by 10. You duplicate your efforts by 10 times 100,000. Welcome to the club, my friends. You are now a millionaire. Congratulations. You became a millionaire with a $10 idea. So stop bogging yourself down trying to figure out how to make $1 million. Do what you can do to make $10. And then do the 10 by 10 theory. Inch by inch, anything's a cinch. Now here's the joyful part. Along the way, when you was down here making 20,000, but you did right here, and all of a sudden you making 30,000. Now you making 100,000. But on the way to duplicating that times 10, you may stop along in here at 250,000. You got making $250,000 a year. That's way better than that 20,000 you had when you started. So there's joy in the process. Your life is actually a lot richer at 250. It'll become even more richer at $500,000. It becomes even richer than that at $750,000, $750,000. If you don't get to the million, man, you gonna trip because you're making $900,000 a year? No, you're gonna be happy. What, you don't make the million, so you only make $700,000 a year? You can't find happiness in $7,000? Something wrong with you, man. There's joy in the process. That's how you make $1 million.
It's very clear to me what he's saying here. And it's the joy in the process of making the money. Now, $1 million is just a fabricated number. If you are anywhere better than you were yesterday and you keep growing and getting better, that's totally up to you. Success is defined by every individual person. The number that he threw out with $1 million is just what a lot of people say. And all you're doing this for is for freedom. You're doing it so that you can spend your time where you want to spend it at any time. And that's what money allows you to do. That's where the financial freedom comes. So whatever that number is, looks like for you. Now, here's the funny thing. I've been putting content out on the internet for almost 5 years now, 6 years. And I put out videos for free. A lot of people have made a lot of money just by listening to my podcast and watching my videos and applying themselves and actually believing what I'm saying is possible without ever spending a dime with me. All they do is take action with some of the things that I've said. Maybe it sparked an idea. Maybe it motivated them to get off the couch. Maybe it motivated them to work outside of that 9 to 5 and do what they want to do. But the number one thing that we have a problem with, and this is everybody, at some point in your life, you're going to have to unlearn what you have learned in order to get where you want to go, because where you are is not where you want to be, right? And so when you do that, you have to unlearn. And so I'm looking in the comments of this video, and one of the comments here is, I never knew it was this easy. All I have to do is give a 100,000 haircuts. Thanks, Steve. You're the best. This person is saying it with sarcasm. Now, to me, they watched that 5-minute video and I'm fired up. I'm ready to go do something, solve more problems, and make extra money, create that financial freedom, be completely free. And this person, I know it's the internet, but this person completely negated everything that Steve Harvey said, who's worth over $200 million, got his money out of the mud, and he's gonna come up with that comment. I just don't get it. I see this stuff all the time, even on my videos. A next guy said, hey, all I need is an extra couple 100 hours a day. And that statement alone shows me where you are in your head, where you are, what you've learned that you're not willing to unlearn yet. You need a couple extra 100 hours a day in order to achieve what he's saying. And so these comments may seem like fun, they may seem like, whatever, but you got to understand, the man that made this video, put this information out for free, gave you a gem, what people like to say. You're making comments, snark comments, and you're just not grasping what he's saying. Now, some people watch this because the comments are good, are filled with people saying, you've sparked my idea, you've got me going. That simple 5-minute video can enlighten your life, or you can play around and watch it on your lunch break while you're at this miserable job that you're gonna get off at 5, go home to your miserable home, sleep, wake up, and go back to your miserable job. But you have to unlearn what you've learned. Another comment said, Steve Harvey certainly did not make his $1 million by doing math. Now, this guy probably has never seen $1 million, but he wants to comment on a guy that's giving you free game that's worth $200,000. Now, I say all this not to bash anybody, because at one point I was in my life where this didn't make sense to me. All I'm saying is take your time, watch the video, and get from it what you're supposed to get from it. You're making funny comments. You're not a paid stand-up comedian. You're not a paid laptop comedian. Whatever it is, you need to take some of this advice that's out there for free, because it's truly out there for free. I've learned what I've learned about real estate to get my start for free between podcast and YouTube. I wasn't in the comments doubting the person that has more than I have about what they're saying or making fun of what they're saying. I posted a video the other day of a rehab, actually a YouTube short showing, hey, this is a rehab. It's a property I bought 3 years ago. I held it. It's appreciated so much. I'm doing the rehab on it. I think I'm going to keep it for generational wealth. Now, some of the comments, like the one below, see, this house I owned for about 3 years, I haven't raked the leaves once. There's leaves in the yard. And from this short video, somebody got that there's leaves in the yard. And that's what they made a comment about. I made a video about how to build generational wealth through real estate. And somebody got, you need to rake the leaves in the yard. I don't get it. You got to switch your mind. You got to change your mindset. You got to get in that winner's mentality. Because if you stay in the mentality that you're in now, you're going to stay in the situation you are right now. You need to go out and do it. I did it at 30 years old. You can do it at whatever age you are right now. You just have to be willing to do a mindset shift change. You got to change your mindset. You got to do it now, right? So shout out to Steve Harvey and his team for putting out a video that probably inspired hundreds of thousands of people. Some people watched it and just thought it was complete BS because the math was off. I've seen comments in there say, if you're making $1 million, that'll make you a millionaire. Or what about all this and that and that? Listen, what if you stay where you are right now? What if things never change from you all the way up until the day you die? Are you going to be happy with the legacy that you left on this earth? Because remember, while we're alive, we're writing our book of life. We're writing our own story. It's going to end however you want to write it. Is your book going to end? And people are going to say, oh yeah, he lived a mediocre life. He didn't leave anything for his kids. His kids are struggling. Or he didn't live a good life. He didn't go out and do what he wanted to do. He worked a 9 to 5 all the way up until the day he died. And the day you die, your coworkers are going to be sad. Your boss is going to be sad. And within 24, 48 hours, they're going to have a new job ad up replacing you. So write your own story. Unlearn what you have learned so you can go out and change your family tree. Go out and do whatever you want with that free time. Buy the freedom. Change your mindset. All right, guys, please do me a favor. Like this video. No, seriously. Like this video. Share it with somebody who needs some motivation today. Leave a comment on what you got out of this video. And like always, I appreciate you watching. Please hit that sub button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.